Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back after the culmination of our season with Chelsea, where we finished second in the Premier League. Today, we have a roundup and a review of that season, 2022-23. And I'll have a look and see if we can pick up some new players that are going to get us one step further next time. Hello and welcome to episode 21 of Making Chelsea Stand Proud. My name's Mark, and on today's episode we have for you that roundup of the season 2022-23 and also the transfer special. So we'll be having a look at the transfers that potentially might lead us one step further than we went last time. A recap for you on the league table before we do anything else as we have a look at this. We finished behind 10 points, in fact, behind Manchester City in the end. Manchester City on 96 points. We finished on 86 points. 3 points ahead of Liverpool on 83. 6 points ahead of Manchester United on 80. And then a huge drop of 23 points down to Aston Villa in 5th place. And 25 points down to Wolves in 6th place, and then Leeds in 7th on 59 points. We scored 105 goals, letting in 47. Manchester United, well, I say Manchester City. I was going to say not Manchester United. Manchester City, 109, but actually that's not strictly true. Erling Haaland scored most of those, 109 goals. They only conceded 29, though. Very, very frugal. Goal difference of 80, and that's going to need some beating. Now, as you know, we like to have a bit of a deep dive into this table, and we're going to do it straight away. Home record first. Home record, Manchester City top of the best at home. Didn't lose any matches at home. Drew 2, won 17. Liverpool didn't lose any matches at home. Drew 3. Won 16, 53 points for Manchester City, 51 points for Liverpool. Manchester United were third when it came to home record, and we were fourth, having lost just one game at home, that game against Liverpool. That's a appalling 3-1 result. Apart from that, drawing 4 games, Manchester City, Manchester United, Tottenham, and Southampton. So that's the home records. The away records, Manchester City again, best away from home, only losing 2 games, a 6-1 loss. I think that was on the first day of the season to Liverpool, and a 1-0 loss at Arsenal. They gained 43 points on the road. We were second, having lost 3 games on the road, 3-2 against Newcastle, a 4-2 against Southampton, and a 4-2 against Leeds United. Nobody that you would expect, really. 40 points, and then it was a big drop to Liverpool on 32, having lost 5 games, as did Manchester United, then Arsenal, Wolves, and Aston Villa. That was the away records. First half of the season, Manchester City run away with it. Manchester United second, Liverpool third. We were fourth after the first half of the season, 47, 43, 41, and 41. And then a little bit of a chasm down to Wolves, who were in 6th place at that point in time. Second half of the season, we were second best behind Manchester City. A good second half to the season, having lost just 2 matches. In fact, didn't do that, did we? Oh, sorry. It would be good if we could get back to where we were. Yes, sorry. Manchester City not losing any in the first half. We had lost 2 games in that first half of the season. We lost just 2 games in that second half of the season as well, picking up 45 points. Manchester City picking up 49, Liverpool 42, Manchester United 37. Aston Villa 32. Last 5 games of the season, we were second best to Liverpool. Liverpool having the best run in. Manchester City dropping away there in the final games of the season, losing 1, drawing 1, and winning 3. I think that's right. Is that right? Yeah. Whereas Liverpool won all their last 5 games, coming storming along, but was a little bit too late, really. And as it turned out for us, we won 4 and drew 1 in our run-in. 12 goals for, 6 against, 13 points picked up in those last 5 games, just drawing that 1 game. If we can work out who it was that we drew against, it was Manchester City, of course. So that is how the season panned out. Media predictions have Manchester City as champions. They were champions. They had us as 3rd place, finished 2nd. Liverpool were supposed to be 2nd, finished 3rd. Manchester United 4th. Aston Villa 5th, were 10th, finished 5th. Wolves 9th, finished 6th. Leeds United 14th, finished 7th. So good season for Leeds United. Nottingham Forest, Bournemouth, and West Ham going down, of course. But they were expected. Bournemouth expected to finish 12th. Nottingham Forest 20th, and West Ham 11th. West Ham, the poor boys of the season, really. All in all. Right, let's go back to overall. And what we'll also do, what we do like to do at this point in time, is just see how our season panned out. Finishing 2nd, we didn't really drop below 4th. We were 4th here, and here. The rest of the time, we were either 3rd or 2nd, touching the top of the table. In fact, we started up at the top of the table and then touched the table a couple of times, not touching it again after the 8th game of the season. After that, the best we could do was 2nd, but we did stay in 2nd place pretty much from game 26 onwards. So all in all, that wasn't bad. Manchester City, on the other hand, had a bit of a poor ropey start, but once they hit the top after 9 games, that's where they stayed. So that is how it all panned out for the season. What we are going to do now is we are going to have that review of the season, if I can find it. There we go. End of season. Didn't really want to do that. End of season review. Let's have the end of season review. And 22-23 season. And our star signing apparently is Gabriel Barbosa, coming from Flamengo for £25 million. Made 16 appearances, 26 from the bench, scored 15 goals, 6 assists, a 7.10. Wesley Fofana came in from Leicester for £70 million, 46 appearances, 3 from the bench, 10 goals, mainly from corners, 1 assist, a 7.26. As was Raheem Sterling. In fact, the board were very happy with him. Why is that showing as a star? Signing of the season. Thought they paid over the odds for Barbosa, but okay. Sorry, Raheem Sterling, 47.5 million from Manchester City, 52 appearances, 3 substitutes. He contributed 38 goals altogether, 20 goals himself, and he made 18 assists. He was the assist boy of the season, as you will see. Other incomings, Koulibaly from Napoli, 33 million, 27 appearances, 7 from the bench, 3 goals, 7.04. And then came Cucurella from Brighton, 56 million, 27 appearances, 15 from the bench, 4 assists, a 6.99. Zakaria on loan from Juventus, 1 appearance, 10 from the bench, a 6.97. And a Bangamang who came in from Barcelona for £10 million, 2 appearances, 28 from the bench, 4 goals, 3 assists, a 6.88. I can tell you, we are trying to offload him. Yes, we are trying to offload him. That was the transfers in, transfers out. None. Werner went to Leipzig for 17.25 million. 43 appearances, 18 goals he contributed over there. Christensen, Batshuayi, Burstow, Alonso, Rudiger, and Anderson, the outgoers of the season. How the season unfolded, bold expectation was qualified for Champions League. We finished second, so we definitely met that criteria. Top goal scorer for Chelsea was Mason Mount with 20 goals. We've already been through the league table. We won't go through that again. The UEFA Champions League, challenge for the Champions League. We finished in the semi-finals, getting knocked out by Bayern Munich in the end. And that was the story of our thing. Played Bayern Munich, both in the group stages where we actually lost to them 3-2 on aggregate, losing 5-3 on aggregate in the semi-final. So that was a bit, but along the way, we beat last year's champions, Real Madrid, which was a highlight, I would say. The FA Cup, we knocked out by usual nemesis in the domestic cups anyway, Liverpool. Up until then, we'd had a reasonably good run, losing 4-1. I never liked it. I mean, if we're going to lose by an odd goal, for goodness sake. But yeah, a 4-1 win. And we were winners of the Carabao Cup, picking up a bit of silverware. And at that stage of the proceedings, it looked awfully like we were going on to pick up a few more as well. But it eluded us all the way through the season. Top goal scorer there was Raheem Sterling. Didn't check Mount and Bangamang in the FA Cup, and Kai Havertz in the UEFA Champions League. I've got all sorts pinging at me for here. I'm not sure. A message from the wife. Right, let's get on. We'll have a look at goal of the season in a minute, if we can, because I'm not sure that we can see all the goals. It was a goal by Jorginho, a top draw goal from Chelsea defensive midfielder. Jorginho hits a deftly executed finish from 19 metres. We will try and have a look and see if we can see it. I'm not sure if we can. Jorginho, 42 minutes. We might be able to, actually, boys and girls. I didn't think we were going to be able to, but it might let me, which is very good. It's going to take a bit of time, but hopefully it will get there. Here we go. Here we go. And Raheem Sterling shows Jorginho, who creates a bit of space and then just curls it in the back of the net. Goal of the season, apparently. I'm sure we've scored better ones than that this season anyway. Our biggest win was a 6-0 win against Brighton back in September. And the match to remember was the 4-1 win against Arsenal right at the end of the season, which, of course, was the one that clinched second place and made everybody very happy. No new sponsorship deals. I'm not going to go through all the annual revenue. Needless to say, it's nothing showing. It's not applicable because it's not showing. We haven't got anything else to show. We've sold £15.45 million worth of merchandise. 4.87 of that is non-domestic. 763,352 shirts. Who bought the two? I want to know. Top shirt was Mounts, and then Sterling, Havertz, Kante, and Kovacic. And this is how we lined up the best 11 for the season. Mendy in goal, Chilwell, Koulibaly, Fofana, and James. Kovacic and Kante in front of them. Raheem Sterling, Mason Mount, and Hudson-Odoi behind Kai Havertz, who was up front. Accolades, Premier League Manager of the Month, only picked up once this season, back in February. Fans Player of the Season, Mason Mount. Young Player of the Season, Mason Mount. Signing of the Season, Barbosa. Jorginho was Goal of the Season. Top goal scorer, Kai Havertz. He scored 28 goals. Raheem Sterling, 18 assists, as we've already talked about. Most Player of the Match awards, 7 for Raheem Sterling. The best average was 7.3 from Mason Mount and Koulibaly. The most passes completed in 90 minutes, 69, would you believe. Competition awards, Mason Mount was the English Player of the Year and Mendy was the African Goalkeeper of the Year. I'm not sure the other ones have been drawn yet, but we will check them out at some point or other. Record breakers, I think we've already been through those. The bad boy of the season was Wesley Fofana, who picked up 17 yellow cards. Didn't get himself sent off, but he did pick up 17 yellow cards. And Mendy kept 19 clean sheets in that season, which was absolutely stupendous. So there we go, round up of the season. Not quite sure what the 2-0 against Arsenal was. That was way back early in the season. Winners of the Carabao Cup. Once Chelsea got rolling in the middle of the season, it looked hard to stop them. That was Ella Clark from 23. So there we go. That is how it looks. And of course, we get the dynamic timeline thingy now, which will only make some sense a little bit down the road, really. So there we are. Fair weather fans have dropped. I don't know if that's dropped 23%. It's dropped 23%, I think it is. Our core supporters have gone up to 31%, and we've lost 5.5 million people on social media. I'm not quite sure what that's all about. Club expectations, we've got a meeting coming up for that. I think this is past season. We'll do the end of team meeting and all the rest of it. Monthly staff meetings and so on and so forth, and let the boys go away on a bit of holiday. We'll come back very shortly with a first look, and probably, where are we? We're in May. We'll come back around about the 1st of July and have a look and see how the transfers are going. Oh, I'm pressing all the wrong buttons and cut things out and done all sorts of things wrong, but hopefully we're all there. We've come back on the 1st of July, and as you will see, we have at the moment only brought in one player. Otavio has come in from Porto. Otavio is a 3-star current ability, 3-star potential ability, winger, stroke, whatever you want to call him. Can play in any of the central midfield roles, can also play out wide, can also play as the attacking midfielder central, which will be a bit of backup support for the likes of Mason Mount. He comes in on a 4-year contract, I think it is. He's with us until the end of 2027, or till the end of the season, 2026-27. So interesting to see how he matures while he is here, 28 years of age. We have also brought in Lucas Torreira. He is a Uruguayan elite midfielder. He's a 4-star current ability, 4-star potential ability, 27 years old. We have brought him in. He can play as a defensive midfield, can also play in that central midfield role. So looking for him to do the stuff in midfield. Yeah, brought him in. He's cost us £11 million up to £13 million. So not a massive amount out of the budget. He has previously been at Arsenal, Galatasaray, Fiorentina. Spent quite a bit of time at Arsenal, actually. Galatasaray doing quite well, buying him off of Arsenal for 5.25. Had a season with them, not whole season at that. And has then ended up back in the Premier League with us. So, but he had a good season last season. If you have a look at that, contributed 10 assists on a 7.55. So hopefully he can do something similar for us in the Premier League this season. We'll just go back, as you'll see, we paid 38.5 million for Otavio. I never checked his career stats out. In fact, let's check this one out. That's better. He was been at Porto for quite a long while. Porto bought him from another Portuguese side. No, bought him for Internacional in Brazil originally. Last season had a 7.6 in Liga Portugal B win. 8 goals, 14 assists. So again, hopefully he can do something similar for us this season. Outgoings, blah, blah, blah. Yes, we've had a few. Brody Hughes has gone to Havant Waterlooville on loan. Zach Sturge working on loan. Harry Lawrence gone to Blackburn for 1.1 million. Charlie Webster's gone out on loan to Blackpool. Faya Bamia has gone to Brentford, £275,000. Nathan Baxter's gone for free. TM Carney, Teraninan, Gilchrist, Familia Castillo, Simons, and Adikoki has gone. They've all gone out on frees. Basically surplus to requirements. That is pretty much where we are at the moment. I can tell you we have got the schedule in for the start of the season. As you'll see, a number of friendlies, including a testimonial for Azpilicueta. But our opening 2 games, which we will see on the next episode, Leeds United home and Manchester City away, a repeat of a game that we saw towards the end of last season. Christmas games, Southampton on Boxing Day, Watford on New Year's Day, and then we will finish up the season with Manchester United and Leicester. Manchester United and Leicester are our final games of the season. Right, that brings you up to date for the moment. We're now going to have a look and see if we can bring anybody else in, and we're going to hop forward to the 1st of August. In fact, we've jumped forward to the 17th of August, mainly because we are really on the premises of the new season, and we will be showing this first game, Leeds United, in the next episode if that tickles your fancy. But let's have a look at transfers at the moment, just to there we go, right one. First time round, we've only brought in 2 more players since you were last. We have been trying to bring in extra players, but so far we haven't been able to. We're still looking for a striker, really. We've managed to get our replacement for Thiago Silva in Eric Garcia. He is coming from Barcelona. He's a 3-star current ability, 3.5-star potential ability, a 22-year-old centre-back, 6 foot tall. Has made a good start in the pre-seasons, so we're hopeful that he will do us a job. He's been on the road. He was at Manchester City for a while, didn't really play for them, went to Barcelona on a free. Last season a 6.98, 2 goals, 14 appearances, £26 million we've paid for him. Hopefully he can do a job for us. Eric Garcia then. And we've also brought in, which caused a little bit of a friction, Declan Rice, a midfielder, elite midfielder at that, 24 years old. So he's still got some years in him yet. 6'1". He is currently 4-star. Potential's got 4-star as well. I think he's probably can end up being a bit better than that, to be honest. Again, can play defensive midfield or in central midfield. So he's looking good. Always been at West Ham. So he's come across London for this one. 36 appearances for them last season, 2 assists, a 6.73. I'm hoping that that assist will go up, and possibly also Willie's goal record. Can also play in defence, can drop back in defence if we need to drop somebody back there as well. So he's quite useful. Going out, Ziyech has gone out to Inter for £31.5 million, a number of loans. Sion Sonina and Sunsut Bell. Jamie Cumming has gone to Bristol City for 350,000. Lukaku has gone to Inter on loan for the season. Saved his £350,000 wages. Lewis Hall, because we couldn't bring anybody in. That's the other thing. We had a couple of people that we wanted to bring in. Carvalho from Liverpool, we were going to bring him in. But we couldn't offer him the wages that he wanted simply because Lukaku was still on our books. So we got rid of Lukaku. And what did Carvalho do? He's gone to Porto. Lewis Hall has gone to Cardiff. Bakayoko has gone to Sassuolo for $5 million. Eddie Beach, Rahman and Williams all gone out on loan. And Omari Hutchinson has gone to Brentford for 11.5. rising to £18 million. So that means that we have left in the budget. We've still got £42.3 million left. We are underspent by about £200,000. So we still have room to bring in a striker is pretty much what we want to do. We've got a defender to replace Thiago Silva. We've got a couple of midfielders. One midfielder that can play out wide in I've forgotten who it is now. Goodness me, that didn't last long, did it? Otavio, of course it was. Otavio can play out wide. So I think we pretty much. I think we were looking for about 4-ish. Declan Rice probably was a bit of an extravagance. Bringing him in wasn't really on the radar, but he was available. We brought him in, so we're still looking for that striker. Is what we want to bring in, a striker that's going to give a little bit of support to Havertz and Barbosa, and also a bit of competition up front there. A third one. We do have an option on Tammy Abraham. Has just come up 69 million, but I'm thinking that we won't invoke that necessarily this season. We also have a bit of a problem trying to fit them in. Somebody has got to drop off the list because we are actually up to our full quota. So somebody's got to go out, really, in order for us to bring one of these players in. So not too desperate at the moment. It may be that that's a January transfer window purchase or whatever. Right, that is pretty much it for the transfer special. As I said, we're going to come back for Leeds United and Manchester City. The one thing I haven't done, though, have I? We haven't had a look at the season preview. I don't know what happened there. Season preview. There we go. I did get there in the end. They're expecting us to finish third behind Manchester City and Liverpool, pretty much where we were last season. Manchester United in fourth, rather, and they're expecting Watford, Norwich and Middlesbrough, the three that have been promoted, to go back down again. In the media Dream 11, I don't think we've got any players, to be fair. Looking at that, Haaland, Silva, is mainly Manchester City players in that. We do have a couple in the key players, Havertz, Mason Mount. Don't think a lot else of our purchases then. Okay, fair enough. We'll see how we get on, but as I say, probably do still need that striker just to shore us up. So that is what the Media Dream 11 and the season preview looks like. As I said, we will be back for our first game episode. It's coming up on Tuesday. Leeds United and Manchester City in that one. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. If you have, don't forget to leave me that big thumbs up, subscribe and hit the notification button. That will keep you up to date with all future episodes of this and new series as they are released. New episodes of Making Chelsea Stand Proud are currently released every Tuesday and Friday at 4:15 p.m. And if you want to keep up to date what's happening on this channel and more, follow me at Twitter at JustOffsideFM is where you need to be. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you for the next episode. It'll be episode 22. It's out on Tuesday. Until then, have a very, very good weekend. Goodbye.